So the last problems are going to be application-based or combination problems. So you will definitely have a combination, which is a shaded region, or it can be a word problem where you're putting multiple pieces together in it. When we're doing these problems in general, if it's a shaded problem like number 11, you want to find the outside figure and then subtract off the part that is not shaded, which is the inside figure. So that's what we're going to do on number 11. Number 12 isn't shaded, but we have two different figures, so we need to be comfortable with the two figures and then add up the two. We need to add up the two areas. Number 13 would be like a frame, or it also could be some way that you build a fence. So there are applications where you would need something like this for sure. So we're going to go to number 11. Looking at the outside figure, we should recognize that two of the lines are parallel. It's a quadrilateral, so this is a trapezoid. So my area will be 1/2 the height, B1 plus B2. My inside figure is a circle, so we need, again, pi r squared. So now I'm going to see what I have and what I need. In this case, in the first one, which is my trapezoid, this is again a right angle. So we need the height, which is 6 centimeters, and the two bases that are parallel, which is the 4 and the 8. So I have everything I need for that problem. So I'm going to go ahead and plug it in. Double check my units. All of my units are the same. So my height is 6. I'm going to add my two bases, which is 4 plus 8. So I have 3 times 12, which should give me 36 centimeters squared. And for this type of problem, I absolutely want to see these steps because this is the only way I can give you credit on a combination problem. I can't give it to you if you're doing all of it in your calculator. Going to my circle, this is one you've got to be careful on. This whole distance here, you should notice, is the same because it touches the top and the bottom. So that's also 6 centimeters. That is my diameter for my circle. My radius will be half of that. So my radius will be 3 centimeters squared. So I have pi times 3 squared, which gives me 9 pi. Now, I'm not going to round that until the very end, but because both of these, one has it, a pi and one doesn't, I'm going to go ahead and put that one in my calculator, and this is where we would again use 9 times pi in my calculator and round to the nearest hundredths place. So 9 times pi gives me 28.27. So my last step here is what we already talked about. My last step of this problem is to take the outside figure, which was 36, subtract off the inside, which was not shaded, and that's rounded. So when I plug this in and I subtract, I should get 7.73 centimeters squared because it's an area problem. Key is outside, find it, inside, find it, and subtract. Double check that your units are the same. So going to number 12, we're not shading it, but I want to know this whole area. So this is actually like, as an example, this would be something that we could actually draw. This could be a shape that you have in a playground and some of those types of ideas. So I'm going to, again, break it into two pieces. I'm going to break it into this top, which we should recognize that that is actually a semicircle because it's half of the circle. That's what the semi means. So the area would have been pi r squared, right? But we're halving it, so we're going to divide it by 2. Some of you may actually find the circle first and then divide by 2, whichever one that you want to do. The second figure that I have here, we should recognize, is a rectangle. So my rectangle is length times width. I can easily do my rectangle right off the bat. Units are the same. That's 4 times 6, which is 24 feet squared. That was an easy one. Going up here to my semicircle, again, use the idea that this is a rectangle, so this was 6 feet here, which means my radius is equal, don't just assume it's 3, it happens to be for both of these drawings, is 3. So when I plug that in, I have 3 squared divided by 2. So an exact answer so far with this would be with 9 divided by 2, which is 4.5, because I didn't round it. That's 4.5 pi. Be careful, make sure you include the pi, is my exact answer. I actually need to add these two together to get the total, so we do need to approximate this. So 4.5 times pi equals 14, sorry, it actually converted it back. I hit it twice. 14.14. 14.14. If you're not clear on your rounding, remember that's something actually you review in those integrated reviews. So we're going to add these two together to get my answer. So 24 plus the 14.14, and we should get a total of 38.14 feet squared for the total area for this problem. Pause it, rewind it, listen to it again if you need to. Number 13, we are dealing with two rectangles. So we have the outside one, which is again length times width, and we have the inside one, which is still length times width. So we're going to look at this picture and make sure we're clear on what we have. This whole distance here is 8 inches, but the border is 1 inch wide everywhere. So that means that this piece right here is 1, and this piece here is 1. So the distance that is left over on this inside piece would be 8 minus 1 minus 1, or 8 minus 2, which should give me 6 centimeters for that length. Similar idea for this length. It's 10 minus 1 because those sides are 1 inch width. So I should have on that piece an 8 inches, and I'm not sure why I put centimeters. Please excuse that. It was 6 inches for that piece. Units are the same, which again, that's great for me to double check that I was dealing with that. My outside figure is the 8 and the 10. So 8 times 10 gives me 80 inches squared. My inside figure was my 6 and my 8, which is 48 inches squared. So now I'm going to subtract those two to find that area difference, okay, because the shaded is what I want for this, which is actually the frame portion of it. So 80 minus 48 gives me an answer of 32 inches squared. One last problem for this section, number 14. Again, be careful. Make sure you read for units. Read the word problem. We have a dimensions of a room are 10 feet by 12 feet. So this is meaning then I have a rectangle. We have 10 and 12. The cost of the carpet is 22.5 per yard squared. These were both in feet. You have two options for this problem. You can actually convert them first, or you can convert them second. Sometimes these problems will be in an A-B type format, and they'll first ask you for the area. So my area is length times width, which is 10 times 12, which is 120 feet squared. Because I need it to do my units for my cost is per yard squared, we need to convert to yard squared. So reminder, we should remember that 1 yard equals 3 feet, and when we're dealing with squared units, we have to square both sides. So 1 squared is 1, 3 squared is 9. So this is going to be my conversion factor I'm going to use if I'm going from this last step. So I have 120 feet squared. What I want is the yard squared. What I want to get rid of is the feet squared. These cancel. 120 divided by 9. And this is where I want to be careful, because again, I don't want to double round. I can simplify this. So this would be, again, 3 goes into both of these. It's 40 over 3. If I round this, I need to be careful that I keep the full amount in my calculator. So I'm going to leave it as 40 over 3. to do that last step. 40 over 3, which is yards squared, and I'm multiplying it times the $22.50 per yard squared, and that's why those are going to cancel. So I'm going to take in my calculator, 40 divided by 3 times 22.50, press equals, and we should get $300. Some of you make the mistake by typing 40 divided by 3, put it in your calculator, and you go ahead and write down 13.33. If I leave this in my calculator and multiply it by the 22.50, I still get my 300. But if I did 13.33 times 22.50, it gives you an approximation because you've double rounded. So please be careful. Okay? Please be careful.